Welcome to the Game Week 33 team selection. Stoke host Spurs on Saturday, so Nick Pope is preferred to Jack Butland between the sticks once again, as Burnley face a Watford side that have scored just 3 goals in their last 4 matches. Only Stoke, Southampton and Huddersfield have managed fewer. Burnley are undefeated in their last 4 games and have shipped just 3 goals over that period. Only Spurs and Man City have conceded fewer. But with only 1 clean sheet from the last 10 league games for Burnley, Ben Mee drops to the bench to avoid the double-up. He may yet be called upon, however, if either Man City or Liverpool decide to rotate their sides ahead of the Manchester and Merseyside derbies, with the 2 legs of their Champions League tie taking place either side of their Game Week 33 fixtures. Hopefully at least one of Van Dijk or Otamendi make the starting lineup, if not both, but a rest for either is certainly possible this week. With Alan Pardew having left West Brom, could we see an improved performance from Craig Dawson when the Baggies host Swansea on Saturday? The Swans have failed to score in each of their last 2 league games against Huddersfield and Man United. Junior Stanislas is a huge doubt for the home game against Crystal Palace, having suffered a knee injury against Watford last weekend, but we're eagerly awaiting an update from Eddie Howe before taking him out of the team. If the Bournemouth midfielder fails to recover, one option will be to use the free transfer to sell him in favour of Riyad Mahrez, Willian or Heung-min Son. But there's another transfer lined up amongst the forwards, which we'll come on to shortly, and only one of the moves can be made due to the budget. So alternatively, Theo Walcott would come off the bench, and with Liverpool potentially set to rotate players with the Champions League in mind, that might not be such a bad option. Again though, Raheem Sterling and even potentially Mohamed Salah could get limited minutes, depending on the result of the first leg between those 2 teams in the Champions League. Xherdan Shaqiri came close on a couple of occasions against Arsenal, and he'll be instrumental to anything Stoke creates against Spurs this weekend. Currently, the preferred use of the free transfer is to bring Jamie Vardy in for Leicester's home fixture against Newcastle, replacing Steve Mounier, who only made the bench for Huddersfield's last game. Vardy scored his 15th Premier League goal of the season against Brighton last weekend, and he scored in 6 of his last 8 matches. Alongside the England striker will be the saviour of Game Week 32, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Arsenal host Southampton on Sunday, a side that have suffered 3-0 defeats in each of their previous 2 league matches against West Ham and Newcastle. Completing the lineup will be Roberto Firmino, who will hopefully maintain his starting place for Liverpool, but he's another player who could receive limited minutes due to the Champions League tie with Man City. So it's a week that doesn't look too good for the current squad on paper, but after this it will be time to use the chips and wildcard, so hopefully it'll be a short-term loss for a long-term gain. For captaincy, it looks like a decision between those same 2 once again, Mohamed Salah and Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. Over their last 4 matches, the Liverpool man has scored more goals, but the pair have had the same amount of shots on target, and Aubameyang has actually had more big chances, with 6 to Salah's 3. It's very close defensively between Southampton and Everton over the last 4, but the Saints come out slightly worse off, and as mentioned earlier, they've suffered back-to-back 3-0 defeats to West Ham and Newcastle. So for now, partially down to the unknown factor surrounding Liverpool and Man City rotation, it's the Arsenal man who's wearing the armband. But stay tuned as always for a final update before the deadline, via Twitter.